Marvel's Thunderbolts Asterisk has debuted Bob Eka the Sentry, one of the most powerful beings in the entire MCU. However, the Mad Titan Thanos is also considered to be one of Marvel's most powerful beings, both in the comics and in the MCU. With that in mind, many may be wondering which of the two Marvel characters is stronger/more powerful on screen. In Thunderbolts Asterisk, Bob Reynolds becomes the impressive Sentry thanks to the work of CIA Director Valentina Allegra de Fontaine and the OXE Group. Wanting to create their very own Earth's mightiest hero, the Sentry is certainly one of the most powerful beings to ever debut in the MCU, though he does have his major dark side known as the Void. While a showdown would undoubtedly be close, here's who would win in a fight between the Sentry and Thanos in the MCU. Played by Lewis Pullman, Bob Eka Sentry possesses immense super strength, flight, extreme durability, as well as enhanced speed, stamina, and reflexes. He also has an impressive healing factor, as shown when Bob rapidly healed after Val hit a kill switch when the Void started taking over. He also has some impressive psionic abilities, such as telekinesis, the ability to read minds by touch, and can also manipulate matter itself. As the much darker Void, Bob can unleash a darkness that engulfs his victims, sending them into a nightmare dimension filled with recreations of their greatest mistakes and past traumas. With the MCU Sentry naturally being inspired by the original Marvel Comics version, it's worth noting that the comic Sentry is quite a bit stronger. On the page, there is no known upper limit to the Sentry's power on the page. While he does have many of the same powers seen in the MCU, Sentry's primary power is photokinesis, described as wielding the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns. In the MCU, this is just a marketing tagline from the OXE Group, and it's only 1,000 suns. Comic Sentry also has additional abilities not seen in the MCU like biokinesis, the ability to resurrect himself and others, making him immortal, teleportation, and can share his power with others. While the MCU Sentry could very well have these powers as well, it remains to be seen as they weren't shown in Thunderbolts Asterisk. As the Void, Bob produces dark tentacles. When victims are impaled upon them, they experience traumatic visions of the past, present, and future, the basis for the MCU Void's powers. The power and strength of MCU Thanos is very much on par with the comics version. Considered to be one of the most powerful beings in both the original Marvel universe of the comics and in the MCU, Thanos is effectively immortal with incredible strength and durability. This was proven when Thanos went toe-to-toe and beat the Hulk in Avengers. Infinity War, Sentry has achieved the same feat in the comics. Unlike in the MCU, comics Thanos can synthesize cosmic energy for various uses, like firing optical energy blasts. While not featured in the MCU, perhaps it could retroactively explain Thanos' original glowing purple eyes in his first MCU appearances compared to his final appearances in Infinity War and Endgame. Of course, Thanos is also one of the only beings powerful enough to wield all 6 Infinity Stones, granting him immense power over all life in the universe, along with individual command over time, reality, space, mind, power, and the soul, effectively making him nigh omnipotent while the stones were in his possession. In the MCU, it's more than likely that Sentry would be the ultimate victor over Thanos. After all, Sentry essentially wields the power of all the Avengers wrapped into one, even if he's not as powerful as his comic book counterpart. Likewise, this is especially true if the Void is in the mix as well. The darkened Bob could simply send the Mad Titan and lock him away into the Void's dimension of darkness, something a villain like Thanos would likely struggle to resist and break free from. Of course, Thanos wielding the Infinity Stones is another story, and the Mad Titan likely wouldn't have a problem overpowering Bob. However, the Infinity Gauntlet feels like it should be excluded from the conversation when discussing a straight-up showdown with inherent powers and ability.